Do you guys want to know the single most important thing when it comes to sports betting? Well, that's what I'm going to go over with you guys in this video. I'm going to show you guys the single most important thing when it comes to sports betting. If you guys enjoy videos like this, make sure you guys do me a favor, go and subscribe to the channel. Welcome back, everybody. For those that are new around here, I'm Frank with Linemaker Sports, and this channel is dedicated to making you a more profitable sports bettor. Now, without further ado, let's jump into what is exactly the number one thing that a sports bettor needs to know. So here we go. The first thing is going to be on the subject of your mental game, the mental status of how you approach sports betting. These are 3 steps that you need to know exactly how to train your mind to be able to withstand the ups and downs of sports betting. So the first one is going to be, you got to learn how to cut off emotion. You got to learn how to cut off the emotion from the games, because this happens to everybody. All right, this has happened to me before, all the time. You watch a game right from the beginning. Let's say as soon as you bet on a game, you're watching the game, things aren't going your way right first off in the game. Next thing you know, you're upset, you're not feeling good, the emotions are down, you're like, oh man, I'm gonna lose this bet. It's only halfway through the game. Next thing you know, you're on your phone dabbling in trying to bet some other stuff because it looks like the game that you're watching you're going to end up losing. And guess what happens? You actually end up winning the game that you're watching because they come back and actually win. And now you've placed some side bets, some stupid side bets that you did for no reason because you felt like you were losing the game that you were watching. And once that happens, guess what? You end up start losing and losing more money. Now, and that all contributes to one thing, your mental game. If you're mentally sound and you know exactly what to look for and how to cut the emotion off, then guess what? You're not a person that goes and puts side bets in halfway through a game because you think you're going to end up losing. Mostly, you're going to be somebody that doesn't get too excited if you have the mental game down, because getting too excited or getting too sad, both spectrums are not good. You can be very excited through a first half of a game and then end up losing that, and then you're destroyed, at the end of the game. Or you could be very excited all the way to like the last minute of a game and a bad beat hits and you end up losing. Or the opposite of that, you could be sad the whole game and then the last minute you end up actually winning the bet. So no matter what, it's still, good to just cut the emotion off. Any game is just a game, remember that. And it's just another bet. That's all it is. So you just got to be able to cut your emotion off and realize that you have to live to bet another day. Now, before I get into the second thing, if you guys want to know exactly how to train your mind and how to really get to a professional level in sports betting, make sure you guys go and book a call down below. Click the link in the description and book a call. That way you could talk with me one-on-one and possibly we could work together one-on-one. All right, now let's get to the second thing when it comes to the mental game that you need to master, things that you need to avoid. You need to avoid tilting. So tilting is when you start just dumping a bunch of money on stupid bets. Like I was kind of explaining in the first step of where, you feel like you're losing a bet, so you start betting a bunch of stupid stuff on the side. This happens to 99% of people, and this kills 99% of bankrolls. The only 1% is the one that they pick the right stuff when they're tilting and they actually make some money, but that rarely ever happens because usually you're placing bad bets. So what you want to do is you want to be able to take tilting out of the equation. You never want to be able to do this. Now, professional poker players, they've mastered this. They don't tilt. No matter what happens when they're sitting at a table, they do not tilt. Same thing goes with sports betting. You have to master this because you can't be placing a bunch of stupid bets for no reason just because you want, to have a winning day. You're going to have losing days. That happens. So you just got to go to bed and just got to deal with it. That's just the way that it works when it comes to sports betting. So you have to avoid tilting at all costs, because if you don't, you could possibly lose your entire bankroll. Step 3 is going to be avoid chasing your losses. All right, this happens with a lot of people, if not almost everybody that bets on sports. Let's say you start the day out, you end up losing a bet in the morning. What are you doing? You're chasing that in the afternoon, trying to get something, then you're chasing it later on. Now, you want to know something that's funny that happens every football season is Monday Night Football is the classic chase game. Why? Because everybody that lost all their money on Sunday is trying to recoup it back on Monday Night Football. This happens every year when it comes to the NFL. People are just chasing their losses left and right. You cannot chase your losses. It is a recipe for disaster. If you chase your losses, you are not going to be able to be a successful sports bettor. You are going to lose everything that you have. 100% of people that chase their losses end up losing everything. I guarantee you, because that is how this game works. Once you go down, a hole of losing and you continuously keep betting stupid stuff and trying to chase and get back what you lost, you end up losing absolutely everything. Then you have to restart all over again with another bankroll and everything like that. So to avoid that, you have to shut it down. You have to shut it down on days like that, and you have to just go to bed. It's the best advice I can give you. Go to bed, because guess what? When you wake up the next day, you don't feel the same as you did when you went to bed the night before. When you feel bad or something, if you were losing, you wake up, you feel fresh, you feel like it's a new day. This could be a winning day. Trust me, I know, because this is how it works, guys. This is how you do it at a high level. So you got to avoid chasing your losses at all costs, because you will lose your entire bankroll and have to restart over again. So the best advice I can give for how to avoid that is to just shut it down for the night. Whenever you have a losing day, go to bed, wake up, and it's going to be a new day. You're going to feel refreshed. All right, guys, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that video on how to train your mind and how that's the #1 thing in sports betting that you really need to master. If you guys did, make sure you do me a favor and smash that like button. As always, guys, I'm Frank with Linemaker Sports. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, check out these other videos over here, because guess what? They might help you just as much as this video did.